Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do in my videos, which is normally all fitness and fashion, but this video is going to be the first of like a little mini series that I want to start and see if it's something that you guys are interested in. And it's just going to be like a little marketing mini series, mostly about social media, but I will touch on other aspects of marketing as well. So the reason I want to start doing these videos is because, one, I do find marketing really interesting. The background on myself is that I did a major in media and communications at university, which I graduated in 2016. So I have been out of uni for about a year and a half now, roughly. And in that year and a half, I have been working for a fitness equipment supplier as a marketing and content coordinator. So I do all of our marketing, I do all of our content, any events, sponsorships, all that type of stuff I do in my current job. So I do have quite a bit of knowledge behind the subject, and I thought I would just share it with all you guys because social media is such a big thing now. So whether you are a business or even if you are just like an influencer or you're trying to kickstart your brand, I'm really hoping that some of these tips might help you. So in today's video, I just want to touch on the Instagram algorithm because for those of you who don't know, recently they did do another update again to the Instagram algorithm. So it has changed again, and I'm sure so many of you have seen an uproar all over social media about this. But to give you guys a little background on how Instagram works, I guess. Previously, Instagram used to follow a chronological order, so for the first few years that Instagram was around, in your newsfeed, all you would see is the most recent posts. So in 2015, in about June, Instagram, well in March they announced it, in June they actually implemented it, they decided that they were going to go with this new algorithm. So how the algorithm worked is that using a variety of different signals, Instagram was now determining what content each user wanted to see, like what they thought was engaging content. So since this happened, there have been a number of new updates. One of the ones that caused a really big uproar was back in October last year when there was a sudden drop in engagement, and this was all over social media. People were uproaring. It was a bit crazy. So many people were saying that Instagram was dying, that bloggers, influencers, small brands were being affected, and that it was a negative update. So how do you beat the Instagram algorithm in 2018? Well, you don't. There's no point in fighting it. Change is inevitable, and it's going to continue happening on not just Instagram but all different social media platforms. Social media is it's constantly growing, so it's going to be constantly changing, and all you can really do is accept those changes and then implement methods to then get yourself back on top. So, tip number one, engagement. Now, as I'm sure so many of you already know, is that the more engagement you get on a video, a post, the more likes, comments, shares, the more Instagram is going to favor that post and the more reach you're going to have on that post. So a great way to engage with your followers is to utilize stories. Now, more users watch stories daily than they do actually scrolling through news feeds, and especially now that there is such a switch between Snapchat and Instagram stories, a lot more people are favoring Instagram stories these days over Snapchat. So a really good way to engage with your Instagram followers is to use the new poll feature as well. So ask them a question, get them to vote on your story, and then if you have a business profile or if you have, I think it's over 10,000 followers, you can now do it. I have to check that one. You can put like a little see more or swipe up, and it redirects you to a new website. So having that link in there as well, because that means those people are constantly engaging with your stories, it's going to favor you a lot better on Instagram. And the more people that engage with your stories, the more likely when you post a photo or a video next on your feed, that is going to show up in their feed as well. So another great way to encourage people to engage with your content is to ask questions in your captions on your photo. Encourage people to comment on your photo, and when they do comment, make sure you are liking and commenting, replying back to them as well, and then go on their page and give them a few comments on some of their latest photos as well. If you build a really good relationship with your followers, you're going to be inviting them to come back in, and then the more times they're liking and commenting your photos, the more likely next time you post it's going to go on their feed, and vice versa. So not only does Instagram factor in how quickly your posts get likes and comments from the time that you post it, but it also takes into consideration how long someone spends on that one single post. So essentially, the more people that engage with your photo in a short period of time, the more Instagram is then going to put that post out to more of your followers. So making sure that you do know when your key engagement times are is really essential, especially if you are like a small business or an influencer or a blogger or whatnot, and you are trying to reach out to more followers. It is really essential to know your key times, days. If you have a business profile, you can look at your analytics and it's going to tell you what days and times most of your followers are going to be active. If you don't, there are a variety of websites, I haven't tried them personally, that can tell you as well, or simply just trial and error. Take notes, note down what days and times work well and work don't. Is it morning? Is it night? Is it weekends? Is it weekdays? Everyone is different, so there's no set day or time, but just really know your audience. And then how long someone spends on your photo as well. So if someone spends 1 second and flicks right past your photo, it's not going to favor as well as people that spend 10 seconds reading your comments. So make sure you do really engaging comments. I know some people say you shouldn't do massive long essay comments. That is also true, but make sure it is long enough that people have to click and engaging, of course. The more, so that they're going on, they're reading more about what your comment is, and essentially they're spending longer. This is typically why videos do a lot better on Instagram, because people have to watch them, so they're spending more time watching that video on that one post as opposed to a photo where they normally just like and flick. Now, sticking with engagement, do not buy your likes, comments, followers, anything. If you really want to invest money into Instagram, then you can try doing it through your boosted photos. So you can either do this through the Facebook Ads Manager, or you can do it straight from Instagram if you have a business account as well. But honestly, I would just save your money and do it the organic way if you can. Instagram is so advanced now that they can tell if you have bought likes, comments, bots, whatever you want to buy, and they can actually penalize you for it. So even though you think you're peaking your engagement, you're actually doing more damage than what is good. So you're actually going to notice more of a drop in engagement when you stop buying than when you first started. So this also goes for like those pods, or engagement pods they're also called. These became really popular last year when the massive algorithm changed. I mean, pods can be great, but be really careful and mindful of what ones you are using. Make sure you aren't using pods or engagement groups that are just bots going around and commenting, and also make sure you aren't in groups that are just spammy. So they're just posting for comments and likes, and the comments and likes that they're replying to you on your photos is things like, love it babe, great, like, no. It's not engaging. They have no interest. I do think engagement groups and pods can be really good as well, if they are really specific. So what I would recommend, if you do want to go down that track and just have like some people that you can constantly rely on to sort of help each other, is say that you are a fashion blogger and you love a specific type of look. Find girls or guys who have that same interest, who have the same style as what you do, who are actually genuinely interested in what you're posting, and vice versa, and build a friendship. Don't just build this group where you're just like, hey, here's a new pic, like and comment. Like, actually have conversations, talk to each other about what is going on in the Instagram world, in the fashion world. But yeah, make it genuine, have actual friendships in groups, and make it like a support group. That is what I would recommend, because everyone knows when you see a comment and it's a fake comment, and it's not going to make you feel good anyway, having people commenting on your pictures that aren't genuinely interested in what you're posting. Hashtags. So previously hashtags were great. Now it's a little bit touch and go. They still can be really good, but Instagram has cracked down on hashtags quite a bit, especially since they released the new follow hashtags. You can actually follow certain hashtags now, but you can be penalized for using too many hashtags. So what a lot of people suggested, especially I think more so last year and the year before, was putting a lot of hashtags in the first comment. That way it didn't make your caption look spammy, but you're still getting that reach. But Instagram has now said, well, they haven't actually said, but some people have been experiencing shadow bans from putting these hashtags into the first comment. So if you don't know what shadow ban is, it's pretty much essentially saying that any hashtags you use aren't going to show up in that when someone searches that hashtag. So if your post has been shadow banned, pretty much only the people that follow you can see that post, no one else. If you're wondering how to know if you've been shadow banned, just get a friend to log into their own Instagram and search a hashtag that you've used on your recent posts, and if that post doesn't show up under that hashtag, that post has most likely been shadow banned. So if you are going to use hashtags, make sure they are relevant. Just pick a few that are really relevant to the content you're posting. That way you still are getting that reach for new followers, but you aren't risking getting shadow banned. Get specific with your content and what your purpose on Instagram is. So especially if you are like a small business or blogger, like I've said previously, have a purpose. So don't just post anything and everything. Obviously the people that are following you for a reason, and they like the content that you put out. So make sure you are keeping it really relevant and that it flows really nicely. So if you post a lot of travel pictures, you know, when you're on holidays and stuff, people are going to often find that if you post a photo and you're sitting at your day job at a desk with your sandwich, you're probably not going to get as many likes as you would when you posted your normal stuff. So try and keep it consistent and relevant. So make sure you guys give me a follow on Instagram as well. It's just MISSCOURTNEYDAY. And I also have a fitness account if you are into fitness as well and want to follow my fitness one. It's just MISSCOURTNEYDAY Fit. I will leave both of the links in the description box below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up, because that will let me know to make more videos like this. And if you have any suggestions on things you'd like to learn about in the sort of marketing, social media world, then drop me a comment as well, and I can possibly do a video to add to this series as well for that one. So thanks guys for watching. See you in my next video. Bye!